what is going on, y'all? We back with another module teaching lesson, this time on the three secrets to building muscle and losing fat. So in the top right corner, you see my transformation from bulked to kind of in the middle of a cut, so like transition period, and then not like my final stage, but definitely this is more recently, me getting leaner and more shredded. Quad definition, abs coming out, and so yeah, I've done it all. And there's also another stage, lean and aesthetic, when I was like smaller that I have too. But yeah, first things first, biggest myths. Calories in, calories out. Many believe that simply consuming fewer calories than you burn will result in fat loss, regardless of your diet composition. However, this approach often leads to muscle loss and slow metabolism. Why? Because the quality of your food is more important. Well, not maybe as important, not more. Let's just say I eat in a surplus, but I'm eating McDonald's, donuts, chips, just a lot of hyper-palatable, unhealthy food, processed food. Yeah, a lot of fat, a lot of carbs. I'm not gonna build muscle, and I'm gonna gain weight, right? So you gotta have the right foods, and on top of that, burning calories. If you burn too many calories and you don't have enough protein, specifically, you will lose muscle mass and your metabolism will slow down until you'll actually put on weight. Second thing is the macronutrients, so the quality of the food. Super important because, like I said, if I'm eating in a surplus, but I'm eating lean meat, dairy, eggs, etc., I'm gonna build muscle because I have the right macros. Macros are very important. So same thing with the cut. I need to have enough protein so then I will be able to sustain mass and bodily processes, but also have fats and carbs too. You got to learn how to balance those out. They're all important, right? One isn't necessarily better than the other. I feel like that's really, I feel like, frowned upon. Like, oh, protein is like the superhero, It's like, no, they're all important. You just got to learn how to use and utilize each one. Secret one, strategically manipulate macros. So protein is essential for muscle repair and growth. You want to aim to 1.2, 1.6 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight per day. So for me, in a cut, I'm about 167 pounds. So my goal is at least 175, 180 grams of protein. Probably in a cut, and this big of a deficit for me, I could probably shoot to 195, 200. During the bulk, you want to match it. I was like 180, 185, so I'd eat that amount of protein. Carbs provide energy for your workouts, but the type of carbs, extremely important. You want whole grains, fruits and vegetables, healthier, more sustained energy, so you won't get that quick shot of energy and then crash. Then healthy fats like avocados, nuts, and olive oil support hormone production and satiety, which helps you feel full, so you're not starving all the time. It's a bigger, biomolecule. So that's why. Number two, secret two, optimize your workout routine. Resistance training is super crucial. A lot of people think, oh, it's just diet. Yes, diet is important, but training is very, very important. Why? Because that'll determine exactly what type of goal you get and what type of body that you'll end up with. So when it comes to building muscle, losing fat, you want resistance training. So you want to aim for, I would say, a lot of this is opinion based as well, but strength / progressive overloading training plus more like slower stimulus, isolated movements, more hypertrophy focused, if you say, targeting major muscle groups. So what this would look like is, let's say I'm hitting chest, right? I would start off with not a pre-exhaust, but a warm-up, just to get blood flowing for activation. You don't have to do that. I just recommend that. Then when I have good activation, I go into a heavier set. So incline dumbbell press, machine, bench, really to progress in strength. That way, in isolation period, I can really apply tension and stress to my muscle, but also be able to do more weight than I would without the strength aspect. So yes, you still are, breaking down the muscle in that period, but it's the main goal is to be able to lift more in the isolation period from my training, approach. And so then after 2 exercises of strength, I'm going to isolated movements, so like pec flies, cable flies, incline dumbbell flies, maybe a slow, high intensity press, things like that. And then cardio for, losing weight is important. That way you can eat more, and still be in a deficit, but because you're doing the added cardio, your body has food, but it's also, you're still in a deficit, essentially. And then secret 3, recovery. I think a lot of people miss this aspect. They think training, okay, somewhat dieting, and then that's why they don't see results. If you truly want to you want to maximize results, you have to be consistent in all these areas, somewhat consistent, and you have to know exactly what you're doing. So adequate sleep, 7 to 9 hours. I talk with clients daily, and this is something we have to work on. What is causing you not to sleep? If it's more of like a behavior issue, we can talk about that. Sometimes you need to see like a doctor or a therapist. Things that I can walk you through, but I can't really help you necessarily. Other times it is due to food, nutrition, etc. So we'll kind of talk through that, figure what we can do. I've helped people find the solution for that, and that makes a huge change. And then active recovery. So after workouts, doing some type of exercise to get blood flowing to the muscle, right? Because you just broke down that muscle, so now it needs the nutrients, the oxygen to help build it back up. Plus with your nutrition. So very, very important. Proper nutrition, consuming a balanced diet with adequate protein, carbs, healthy fats. Very, very important for muscle growth and recovery. So little tip, after your workouts, what I would do is, this is when you want to prioritize like higher protein intake, especially what they would call a specific amino acid. So what's of course I forget right when I'm supposed to talk about it. Leucine is a specific amino acid for muscle growth, new muscle growth. So any type of whey would have it. That's why I usually do a protein shake, but this will help. Like, yes, this is minimum, but if you're trying to maximize results, this is important. Plus with some carbs, so at least like 12 grams of carbs would be beneficial for just that new muscle growth, but also recovery. Real world success. So I am an online coach, of course. You're in this program, free program, to see what it's all about, see if you can get results. These are clients that I've worked with one-on-one for months that I've helped get results. So starting off with Sam, he's lost 12 pounds, went from like skinny fat to lean. His main problem was just consistency, not knowing what to do in the structure. And once we personalized his plan and I worked with his schedule, getting him the right routine, it took 3 or 4 months, right, for this, but he was able to see some progress. We went into a bulk first, and then because he was still not overweight, but he had some belly fat on him. We went into a bulk to maximize muscle mass, and then we went into a cut. So about a 5 to 6 month period. But he wasn't like a beginner at any means. And then we have Travis. He's in his 30s. He knows what he's doing. He just needed the right kind of structure and plan and training in place. And we went from more like mass, like heavy bulked, to very lean and vascular, as you see right here. Like look at those veins running down his arms, 6-pack coming in. He got very lean, but he was consistent. He was dialed. And then Mufasa is like a life transformation. I mean, they're all life transformations, but dude, he lost 200 pounds. And he's always been like, he's like to enjoy lifestyle, like go out, have fun. You know, he's not like bodybuilder by any means. And so like, he's not like 6-pack abs, but he's okay with that. He just wants to be fit, you know? So he's lost this weight and he feels good in a t-shirt. He's still striving for specific goals, but he's crushing it, bro. He's absolutely destroying it. And he still has fun because we built his plan to really emphasize that. So then we got Freddie. Freddie is one of my like craziest transformations. He was overweight, I think 240 pounds. He was a rugby player, and then we did a recomp with him. He lost the fat. This is like definition lose fat, building muscle. And look at it. I know it's small, but like look at that lean muscle on his frame. And it changed his life, his confidence, his genuine well-being, his sport, because he's a rugby player, so he's stronger and he's more fit, more athletic. Changed his whole career, changed his life. So these are life transformations. Then putting it all together, you know, you got to assess your current situation, you know, your current diet, your habits, workout routine, your body weight, and you've really got to ask yourself, what do I want, and will I be able to do what it takes? Now, you don't have to do it all by yourself. That's why I'm helping you. I know a lot. I'm not saying I'm the most intelligent person on this topic, but I've helped a lot of people. I've helped myself, and I think that speaks for itself. So I'm your guide. I'm going to create everything. You just have to do. You just have to just do it, and I'm going to help you do it because you're locked in, man. You're committed, and daily accountability, all these things are going to push you to do what you want to do. And anyone who's worked with me, like the one-on-ones, like the full one-on-ones, they've gotten the results they want because that's what I delivered. That's how I delivered because of the system, the program itself. And second, you want to set realistic goals. A lot of people want to be these influencers, maybe even look like me. I'm not saying I have the most desirable physique, but a lot of people be like, yo, Daniel, I want to look like you. I have really good genetics, and I worked on it. Peak of my bulk, I was doing everything, bro. The mini details no one thinks of, I was doing, like bodybuilding type details. So not saying you have to do that to get any results, but to look pretty insane, especially like for my age and where I was, that's what it took. But you have to set realistic goals because everyone's different. Your composition, your insertions, genetics. So that's what I help evaluate with you too. Like, what's the realistic goal? You're still gonna get that change. You're still gonna feel amazing. It's just like, what does it look like for you? Implement strategies. This is very important. So like in my program, I call it the technique for your training, technique for your nutrition, because everyone is different. No one has to just eat chicken and rice. There's certain ways we can go about it. With certain clients, you know, I have them eating protein shakes, protein bars, like just random meals just to spike their metabolism, and then we get in the real nutrition meals. Or with someone else, because of their busy work schedule, they eat 2 meals, one bigger, one small. Like, it's very technique personalized based because that's what it takes. And then track your progress. And this is what my program does. We track every single day what you're doing. And I think it's important to track because then you know what you need to work on. But people get lazy. I get lazy, but that's why you have to have a system in place that helps you. So you don't do any other work. You just do it. You just log it, and then everything is tracked. That will help you. That is super important. Tracking is one of the most important aspects. And then just, you know, the conclusion, just consistency, sticking to your plan. People, you get energized, right? Let me know if this is you. You get hyped up. You feel that rush of motivation. I want to look like this. You know, and you come to me, Daniel, like, I want to join your program. I want you to get me right. And then a month in, let's say you get off track. You don't have those good habits. I'm keeping you to it, but you just don't feel it. You don't feel it. So you want to give up. You want to leave. You want to stop. That's not doing you any justice. It takes time. I don't care what you say. It's not going to take 2 months, 3 monmonths. Some of the guys I've worked with, yes, they've seen a transformation, somewhat in 4 or 5 months, but they were every single day. They were doing more than I asked, right? And that's what it takes. But if you just want to follow the daily, just stay somewhat consistent, 6 months, 7 months, 8 months, 9 months, 10 months, but you may be like, oh, that's a long time. That's what it takes. And that's your biggest issue. You're not consistent enough. And if you would just give it more time and having the right structure and plan, you would see results. It may not be the plan, may not be the nutrition, may not be the sleep. It just may be you don't give it enough time. And that's what I'm sure you get is time with working with me. You will get the time, and we'll make sure it happens. That's one of the biggest things I see with my clients, because they're locked in. They're like, Daniel, like I thought, like I wish. Sometimes I'm like, I don't want to do this, but I have no choice because I'm already with you. And then they get the results, and like I'm so glad that I stayed with you. So consistency is huge, and I've seen it in my own life too. Patience, same thing. Stay patient. It takes time. Okay, everyone's different. It takes time. But if you work with someone who knows what they're doing, they can give you realistic expectations of when you can see those goals. And it may change based on your performance. Dedication. Dude, you have to be dedicated. It doesn't mean you have to give every single hour of your life, but you have to be intentional and you have to put in the effort. Even if that's 45 minutes of training, and just getting your meals in and getting sleep, it may take you maximum of everything 30 hours throughout your day just to put some energy into it, but staying consistent and maximizing that is important, And then, of course, if you guys have any questions over this framework, the principles of fat loss and muscle building, you can message me personally through Skool or Trainerize, or even Instagram. But since you have access to that, message me through Trainerize or Skool, and I will help you guys out, whatever you need. If it's more personalized, I'll get you guys there too. But guys, this is what it takes. I don't want you to walk away and be like, okay, I know it all, go to it, and you lose track. Like, if you feel like you're someone who's unable to stay consistent with this, that's when you need help, because that's what it takes. And that's okay to admit. There's nothing wrong with that. I need help with certain aspects of my life too. That's why we're here. That's why we have people who are experts and have the ability to help someone with it because they're more experienced. So that's it for today. Hope you guys enjoyed. I will see you guys later. Let's get it.